Okay guys, so here's how my backyard is looking so far. Forgive the little dog playpen area. I am trying to get my daughter's puppies to use the bathroom in one spot, and so we take them in here, and when they do what they're supposed to do, they get a treat, and then they are let out. Hopefully eventually they will learn that this is the area, and won't have to have the little playpen here. Also, if I'm cutting the grass or doing something else and I want to keep them out of my hair, this is what we use. So in the last video, you saw these trees here. You saw my evergreen chapello, and you saw my emerald green arborville smaragd. These are some interesting names, so I'm going to let you see for yourself. So I have two of these, and then two of these. So yeah, so but I've also added these planter boxes. This one in the far end has coleus in it. I love coleus, and they are such beautiful annual plants. They're not perennials, they don't come back, but they're annuals, and they're pretty cheap in my area, and they just make for such beautiful colors in your planter boxes, or if you want to put them in the ground. Here's some can't think of the name of these two. These are also annuals that were on sale, and let's see, do I have a name tag in here? No. If I remember the name, I will put it on, put it in the video. But yeah, so if, as you can see, and excuse that airplane is going by, I actually added soil to this planter box, but I didn't add soil to this one. I just left them in their nursery containers because soil is expensive as well. These plants up here are not new. My lavenders and my border, I call them, like, you know, your border, border edgers. They're not new. Neither is this hibiscus here, and neither is this particular plant that's on either side, and it is called it's a dogwood. It is a variegated red twig dogwood. I really like this plant. I like how red the stems are. I like the fact that this particular plant is evergreen. So I try to purchase most of my plants that are going to, you know, are evergreen or perennials, so that I won't be purchasing the same plants over and over. So obviously these trees here are evergreens. This hibiscus is a perennial. These lavenders, if they die during the fall, they will come back. This dogwood is evergreen on either side. And let me go up here, you guys. I purchased this particular plant here. I just thought it was so cute. And let me get the name tag for you. It is a spiderweb Japanese Aralia. And I have one in my front yard, and I have one here in the backyard. And I've been told that they are evergreen if your area is not too cold for them. And the lady told me to make sure that I put it in a very, very tall planter, because if I didn't, it definitely would not survive the winter. And I think when summer's over, I'm going to put the grill in my garage, and then I'm going to move this plant over in that area to give it a little bit more shelter from the cold. And then I just have some annuals here on my table, here on the patio. And let's go back down. So on either, oh, okay, and these are annuals. And then these in these planters, these are definitely evergreen, even though they're not green, but they are evergreen plants because I have these in my front yard. I mean, not in my front yard, on my front patio, or whatever you want to call it, my front area. And I've had them for over a year. It may even be 2 years. And even during the wintertime, they maintain their color and they don't die. They were, they got snow, ice, and everything, and they maintained their color. The only thing about them is you definitely need to keep them moist in the spring and summer, because one of them I didn't water properly and it didn't make it. I guess its root system wasn't good enough to handle the cold. But yeah. So, and then these here on either side, these are annuals as well. And then these lavenders, they may die back, but like I said, they grow back. So I have 3 lavenders on the edge of this patio. And my hostas are not new. They have come back at least once because I planted them last summer, so that's great. And then my peony will die back, but it will come back next year as well. And then I have some more lavender. It's supposed to be perennial as well. And then here are some more annuals. So as you can see in the planter boxes, I have put some annuals and some more coleus. And so eventually, I have a lot of planters, but I'm going to eventually add soil to all of them. But right now, I just kept them in their container. And I'm trying to see, oh, this one has a name. So let's see. It's dahlia. How could I forget? I love dahlias. So these are dahlias. So these 2 are dahlias, and then over there it's dahlias. I've started working on the side of the house, but I will not be adding plants this year. It is too expensive. And so this area, I'm going to maintain it by putting down what do you call it? Weed guard mats to keep the weeds from coming back, so that I don't have to dig it back out next year. I want to do that before winter comes. But as far as adding plants, I won't do that. Now, over here, let me tell you about over here, you guys. I had to de-weed this 3 times this year, and I was like, enough is enough. So first of all, I did get the weed guard. There is black weed guard mat, not mat, but I don't know what you call it, but it's like a shield between the ground and your plant, so that the weeds won't come back. And then on top of that, I have put black mulch down because I am not going to de-weed this area anymore. And then I have my planters. Now, I found in Home Depot, there was this big bag of seeds, and it said that it was flowers that are native to the Pacific Northwest, and it was a big bag. And so I put the seeds in, and hopefully it will be sprouting up flowers in the next couple of weeks. And like I said, eventually I will have soil in all of these containers. Probably I'm going to fill up 2 containers each pay period. So by the end of the summer, all of these containers will have soil, and I can even add winter flowers, in the soil, if I choose to. And so, this bush was already here. I have 3 of those. They've been here for over a year, I think 2. And this is my, let's see, winter creeper emerald gold. And it's evergreen. They don't change. I feel like they get brighter in the summer and spring, but they don't die back. I was very particular about my what I call my staple plants. I did not want a bunch of twigs in my yard during the winter time. I still wanted it to look nice. And so these have those seeds, flower seeds in them as well. And so did these. And then I have some more, another bush. And then some more annuals right here. And over there. So yeah, you guys, I'm really enjoying my backyard. I am gonna put a clip in of how it looked and how it's looking now. So here is some old clips of how the backyard looked at the very beginning of spring. It was a mess. As you can see, the grass had grown over into the borders throughout the yard. And on the side of the yard, I had a lot of junk, and the borders were really bad on that side. Now here's how
I'm gonna have to get a rake, like I said, and clean up the area. Then
day of trying.
Then I'm gonna get the borders. I found the borders that I wanted at Home Depot.
So I got most of the weeds.
Well, no, I gotta get the
border area
weed protection mats or whatever you call it that you put down, so that the weeds won't grow again. And then put the border down.
The old
and then I could start
lavender
like
trees,
I said,
which I did.
In a perfect world, I would be able to just have the finances to put topsoil,
but yeah, it's just
on top of the weed barrier, and grow my plants like that, build up a really big border. But that's going to be in the future. So right now, I think I'm just going to put down the weed barrier, and then I'll get different pots with.
So I'm going to call this phase 2 of the backyard makeover. As you can see, I have put out my containers in preparation for my evergreen trees. I had my dogwood by then, my hibiscus, the lavender plants on the patio. And I'd also added the little gray border that you can see on this area of the patio. So it was looking really good. I already had purchased my peony. Well, actually, my daughter purchased the lavenders, the peony, and the hibiscus bush. And I had gotten all of the bags of yard waste from off over here on the side. I had added my chairs. I had, as you can see, the weeds had started to grow back into the borders over here by the fence area. And so that's why I said I was going to get the weed shield, because I didn't want to have to keep de-weeding over and over the same area. But this is how I was looking in phase 2. And now let's go back to how it is looking right now.
It's just so peaceful and relaxing, you guys. And I want to show you something else that helps me not have to be out here a lot. So let's start right here. So obviously this is a sprinkler head, and it attaches and it goes all the way here, and it attaches to the main hose. My little water feature. I love hearing the sound of water. It's just relaxing. And then let's go in this side, which is pretty much where I keep my trash cans. I've cleaned it up as well because it was really messy. And I have purchased this bad boy. This device allows me to water my yard when I am not here on a timer, and it saved me so much time. So you can set it to come on every day. You can set it to come on every other day or every couple hours. It also has a rain sensor, so that if it rains, it won't come on. This has been a game changer. It has, the access to both holes. This one's to the back and this one to the front. Is operated by batteries, and it has a indicator will tell you when the batteries are low.
I purchased this because when I go on vacation, I don't want to burden my son with having to care for indoor and outdoor plants. So I'm trying to find ways to lighten that. This was pricey. It was 40 something dollars, but it is well worth it. I have been, trying it out because I don't want to wait until I go away to see if it works. So I've been trying it out. I've had it for about 2 weeks, and it actually the water is on, because you have to have the nozzle on, but obviously it doesn't turn on until it's 8 p.m. every day. And then it waters station A, the backyard of station A, and then I've set it for 30 minutes. You can set it for a minute, you can set it for 10 minutes, hour, whatever, but I set it for 30 minutes. I think that's plenty of time to water my backyard. You also can hit the manual button without it affecting the timer that you have it on to water something, extra if you want to, without having to reset it. I really, really love that feature. And so, let's go in the front yard. I don't think I've ever took you guys in the front yard. There's so much more I want to do in my front yard, but we're going to get there. Okay. All right. So there's that hose. Okay. And I have sprinklers. I have this sprinkler that waters this area right here. I lost this plant. This plant came with the house. I don't know if it was the cold or I didn't not watering properly. I think it was because I didn't water properly last year, and that's why I said this year I was going to set up my own little sprinkler system, because I cannot afford to get it professionally done. And you guys, here's my little setup in the front. There's that same plant that's in the back. Here are those plants I'm telling you about that stays this color all year. Both of these are 2 years old. They're beautiful, they're not pricey, and they maintain their color all season long. Here's another annual on the table, and here is some annuals right here, as well as some annuals at the front door. So then when you come in my yard, I found a way. I went to Home Depot, and I did this part last year. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sprinkler heads. I've connected them all. I've ran them underneath the grass as much as I can. There's some type of rock or something right there, and it wouldn't let me lift up the grass enough. And I have them all the way to the end. And so when the water comes on, it waters all of this. And I don't have to come out here and move the water every few minutes, to another area. I don't have to, wait until that, till I go to bed until everything is watered. This makes it so much easier, because I live in a homeowners association, and they will get you about your grass. Those dead spots over there is from weed and feed, and I think it burnt the grass because I wasn't watering properly, so it's growing back in. And I have the same thing over here. My neighbor's watering his grass right now, but what is this? I don't know. But anyway, that's my sprinkler right there. That's my sprinkler right there. Again, I put it underneath the rocks, and this is a smaller area. And there's the sprinkler, and these 2 sprinklers cover this entire area. And then I have the same, let me not get ambushed by my neighbor's water. I have the same device on this one. And so these 2 devices water my yard without me having to be there. And then in the front, again, those beautiful burgundy plants. And I know the name of them, but I just can't think of it right now. But you guys, oh, it's in here. So here's the name. Berry Marmalade. And when I tell you they are hardy, because if they can manage to survive in the Pacific Northwest, then, you know, they're a winner. This one also has survived over a year and is growing. And this is called a Touchdown Teak Sedum. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And look how the I call them edgers, but there's another word for them. Ground cover. So, some people call them ground cover. I have them, you know, growing out on the sides of my planters. This pansy is growing in the rocks, and I just didn't have the heart to pull it up. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. And then of course, over here, I have the same plant with the ground cover. So yeah, you guys, this is how my back and front yard are looking. I feel really confident now that when I leave, I won't have to worry about my lawn, you know, dying, or my flowers dying, and me coming home to a letter from my homeowner association about my grass or the upkeeps of my yard. So yeah, I think that is going to be the end of today's video. In the comment section, let me know, you guys, are you guys doing any outdoor gardening this year? And if you do, what do you have in your garden? And where do you live? You know, do you live in the Pacific Northwest, or do you live in one of the more sunnier states where you don't have to worry so much about your plants, you know, your perennials and your evergreens dying, you know, during the winter time? So yeah, let's talk all things planty in the comment section. But until next time, like I always say, you guys, be blessed.